The U.S. is open to international travel. Let's go over the details. Follow along.
You're watching DC-born Rob, erasing borders. And now, the news.
Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. Thanks for watching. My name is Rob Christian, also known as DC-born Rob, DC Rob. I answer to them all. Thank you guys for watching. If you ever get any benefit out of my videos, do me a favor, go down and hit the subscribe button, click the bell to be alerted of any new videos, and like. Of course, like helps the YouTube algorithm. For everybody who takes a second and go down and hit like, this is for you. Cool Man said, you all right. That's right. Thank you guys so much. This video has been in the waiting for what? A year and a half since we closed the border, since the United States closed the borders to international travel. And we have been allowing slim to none to re-enter the U.S. Well, this video is going to go over like 3 separate stories. I'm going to read 3 separate stories. One is for just basic international travel. It's pretty simple. It's not much to it. And also for the Mexican border and for the Canadian border. The Canadian border is really the only ones that's a little bit different. But let's just jump into the story right here. Okay, again, I have 3 stories I'm going to go over right quick. The first one is from the State Department. Whenever you need detailed information about traveling abroad, whether exiting the U.S. or entering the U.S. and specific to that country, this is the website to go to, travel.state.gov. Lots of information. It seems like they don't do much work outside of this for us, but they put a whole lot of work and a whole lot of effort and money into this website, you can tell. But this one is entitled Requirements for Air Travelers to the United States. Okay, it says updated requirements for air travelers to the United States due to COVID-19. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, has announced a new order for all air passengers traveling to the United States. Effective November 8th, 2021, all non-immigrant, non-citizen air travelers to the United States will be required to be fully vaccinated and to provide proof of vaccination status prior to boarding an airplane to the United States. Exceptions to this policy will be extremely limited. Children under 18, people medically unable to receive the vaccine, emergency travelers who do not have timely access to the vaccine. Those are the only exceptions. Okay, humanitarian exemptions to this order will be granted on an extremely limited basis. United States and its legal permanent residences who are eligible to travel but are not fully vaccinated will need to provide proof of a negative COVID-19 test. That's one day before their flight's departure. That means if you are not vaccinated, you have 1 day to take that test within 24 hours of your flight. Okay, it says U.S. citizens and LPRs who are fully vaccinated will need to present airlines with proof of vaccination and a negative COVID-19 test within 3 days of their flight. So right now it's 3 days, or well, it's after the 8th right now. So before this, we had 3 days. I just got back in and out of the country 3 or 4 times in the past couple of months, and each time it was 3 days to re-enter. Now, if I was not vaccinated, it's cut down to 1 day, the day before I leave. But because I am vaccinated, and as a matter of fact, I just got my booster, I'm straight. Okay. Let's jump into the next story. This one is from the Los Angeles Times. Of course, you want to deal with Mexico and the United States, you got to deal with 3 states. And in this case, it's going to be California. Los Angeles Times states that on Monday, travel restrictions at the Mexican border will ease to allow fully vaccinated travelers to enter the United States for such non-essential activities as tourism and family visits. Residents and businesses on both sides of the border heaved a sigh of relief at the announcement by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security last month. The restrictions were first imposed in March 2020 in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The reopening comes just as the holiday season ramps up, which could boost shopping and might portend long waits in lines. Here's some answers to some basic questions. Let's see the first one. What exactly is changing on November 8th? U.S. land borders are reopening for the first time since March 2020 for non-essential travel, i.e. tourism and shopping. For the first time since March 2020, non-citizen travelers will be permitted to enter the U.S. through a land border or ferry terminal for a non-essential reason, as long as they are fully vaccinated and can present proof of COVID-19 vaccination status. Okay, what time will the changes go into effect on November 8th? For ports of entry that are open 24 hours, such as the San Ysidro port and entry, the changes will start at 12:01 on Monday. By the way, this is Tuesday that I'm speaking this. It's Tuesday night. This is the night. So this is already in effect. For all other California border crossings, the changes will be in effect when those specific ports of entry first open at 6 a.m. However, Customs and Border Patrol asks that non-essential travelers consider taking their non-essential trips across the border at non-peak times to account for higher traffic. Okay, next question is, what vaccines will be accepted? Now this is key because whether you're flying across land, you have to use one of these approved by the WHO organization. So it says, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the accepted COVID-19 vaccines are a single dose of Janssen, which is J&J, or a 2-dose series of Pfizer, BioNTech, or Moderna. Those listed for emergency use by the World Health Organization, which will also be accepted, are Janssen, J&J, Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, AstraZeneca, Covishield, BIBP, Sinopharm, and Sinovac. Some Mexican nationals have been vaccinated with drugs that do not have WHO authorizations, such as Sputnik V, developed by the Russians, or the CanSino vaccine from China. Those vaccines are not currently listed on the CDC's approved COVID-19 vaccines cross-border travel verification purposes. So you cannot use those. You've been to Russia, and I don't know how you would get a Russian vaccine anyway. I guess if you've been to Russia, but okay, right quick. I have been researching the possibility of having your vaccine card turned into a digital format. In other words, saved as a PDF or some other format, or being able to pull it up by a barcode. So I found a few different ones. The main ones that I found are AOK Pass, Vax Yes, and it turns out Clear has it. Clear, it's called Clear Health Pass. This is the same Clear that's at the airport when you want to check in quickly. I have Clear. I've gotten Catherine on Clear, so we're straight right there. I have gone through the process. You just download the app, you log on, create an account, and simply take a picture of yourself and take a picture of your vaccination card. Then it creates a barcode scan. You don't see the card when you look at the app. It's not saving a picture, it's saving it as a barcode. So for locations like Medellin Colombia, where they are scanning, this may suffice. And it's a whole heck of a lot easier than carrying around the actual paper pass. So again, I'm going to show a picture of it right here. I've scribbled on it because I don't want anybody copying my pass, because who knows, is there going to be a way where you can copy it, because you can take a picture of it. You know, that's what I use at the movie theater when I have tickets I purchase online and I have that barcode. I simply take a screenshot of it. That way I don't have to worry about internet working once I walk into an establishment. Anyway, just want to throw this tidbit out to you. Let's get back to the video. Do children need to be vaccinated? Unvaccinated children under the age of 18 will be allowed to enter the country if they are traveling with a fully vaccinated and authorized adult. Does my proof of COVID-19 vaccination need to be in English? No. Officials said last week that it does not matter if your COVID proof of vaccination is in any language other than English. Okay. Can my proof of COVID-19 vaccine be electronic? Yes. The proof of vaccination can be electronic as long as the vaccine is one of those cleared by the U.S. regulators or one cleared by emergency use by the World Health Organization. Electronic verification or any other for the following will suffice: Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, Covishield, Sinopharm, and Sinovac. Okay. I am an essential worker. Can I cross the border without proof of vaccination? Yes. There you go. So that's the land border with Mexico. But if we go up to Canada, so Canada's open now, and it's open for us both ways now. But this one is from globalnews.ca. It states that U.S. border was entitled, "The U.S. border is reopening to Canada. What you need to know before your travel." Okay, it says the U.S. is set to reopen its land border to non-essential travelers, including from Canada, on November 8th after over a year and a half of closure. Okay, new land border rules. Beginning November 8th, all ports of entry into the United States, including ferries, will allow non-essential travelers such as tourists if they are fully vaccinated. The new rules will go into effect at 12:01 on November 8th. Again, this is yesterday. To be considered fully vaccinated, 14 days must pass after either a second dose of COVID-19 vaccine or after one dose vaccine, namely the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The U.S. will accept all vaccines approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and those given emergency use listing by the World Health Organization. These include COVID-19 vaccines from Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna, AstraZeneca, and Covishield. The U.S. will also accept mixed doses of approved vaccines from different manufacturers. Just keep in mind, they're allowing you to mix this stuff like you making a drink at the bar. Different manufacturers, as long as they were taken at least 17 days apart. Okay, travelers must be prepared to answer verbal prompts asking whether they are fully vaccinated and the reason for their travel to the United States, and must provide either their vaccination status if requested, according to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. A digital or print version of the vaccine certificate with a QR code or a vaccination record will be accepted, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Children under 18 years old will be exempt from the vaccination request, provided they are traveling with a fully vaccinated adult, and the U.S. does not require a negative COVID test to cross the border. Do you hear that? They do not require a negative test coming back from Canada, but anywhere else in the world, and if I'm understanding this correct, anywhere else in the world, you have to be vaccinated and you have to take that test, even Americans. So, Americans don't have to be vaccinated, but in this case, they're saying you don't have to take the test. You can be vaccinated, but don't have to take the test, which is good for me. Now, problem is going back, and you'll see this in a second. U.S. Customs and Border Protection field officer says they expect an increase in border wait times, of course. Travelers should be prepared to carry the correct information and documentation to improve and expedite their travel experience before a trip to the border. At any point, the officer may request that they have proof of vaccination, and you must present it. The U.S. currently does not require essential travelers to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19, but will beginning in January 2022, although the exact date has not been revealed. Canada has allowed non-essential travelers over its border, fully vaccinated travelers, since August 9th of this year. Returning to Canada. Now, this is the challenge for if you're in Canada and you want to go back and forth. You know, we used to go back and forth day trips. Yeah, not going to happen anymore. Well, not right now. Returning to Canada, while a negative COVID-19 test is not required to cross the border into the U.S., the same does not apply when returning to Canada. Canada requires a negative polymerase chain reaction, a PCR test, in other words, taken within 72 hours of the border crossing to enter the country for all travelers 5 years of age and older. So do the math. If you come over here, you have to be vaccinated, but you don't have to take a test. But if you are going back, let's say you're Canadian, you came here and you want to go back, and you're going back to Canada, I'm hearing these tests can cost up to $200. So think about it. You want a day trip, a $200 day trip, just to go down and come back, and you have to take that test within 3 days. So if you have to take that test within 3 days, you're not going to get the results within a timely order. You may be able to get expedited, which means it's going to cost more. So just keep that in mind if you are Canadian, and I have a lot of viewers from Canada right now that go to Colombia. If you are headed to the United States and want to run back up, it's not going to happen right now. You're not going to be able to just cross over and cross back. If anybody else has any other details that you can share, please do so. Again, if you're getting any benefit out of my videos, do me a favor, go down and hit the subscribe button, click the bell to be alerted of any new videos, and of course hit like. That helps the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate you guys. Everyone, stay safe.
We have a YouTube channel, like it.
Please comment and share if you like the video. Please subscribe and kick the bell.